I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm like a zoomer. Okay. EGWHITE coming with the heat. I stay fooling with my bop, my tunes will make your speakers hot. Dance floor, hopscotch, baby, do the pop and lock. Boots I'm trying to knock.
Oh, fuck.
Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the world dedicated to radical centrism and not slurs. Not slurs. I am your host, Micah, and joining me once again is the Drunkman. And today, we have a show of sorts. Not a really well planned out show, but a show nonetheless. How are you doing, Drunkman?
I don't know how to respond to that after that intro. I'm doing good. I'm doing great, man. I still draw breath. That's something.
Well, good. Well, for today's show, I want to start off by checking in on the Griller-in-Chief, Joe Biden. Okay, our esteemed president, our strictly business commander-in-chief, and revered radical centrist. So I have a couple videos to go over just to give us a general idea of what's going on with that guy. So go ahead and tune in to the... I'm going to pull up the video. And play.
If I were your daughter, what advice would you give me the next time I am stopped by the police?
If you were my daughter, you'd be a Caucasian girl who wouldn't be pulled over.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, you're like, what are you stupid? Is this kind of like the hypothetical IQ question test?
It is. It absolutely
is this? I'm getting those vibes from this. It's like, what are you talking about?
Joe Biden, how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning? What do you mean? I had breakfast this morning. I think. I can't remember.
But you're not Caucasian. You're not. How could you be my daughter? My wife is white, and you are black.
Oh man! If it was anyone else saying it, I'd be like, "Oh, I get it. He's trying to make a point." But it's Biden, so I'm like,
no. He does go on to make a point, but I just who cares about that? We're not gonna listen to him go on a pre-written diatribe on racial inequality and how white people don't get pulled over by the police, because we don't believe in that sort of silliness. Okay, we do believe in him not recognizing a black girl as his daughter. So. Moving on to the next clip we have of Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, wake up, Joe Biden.
A very based moment from the president here, as I'll be showing you in a second. He's once again, just bombarded with annoying questions. And he refuses to, he refuses to yield any ground. He refuses to satisfy the egos of this femoid reporter. So we'll just take a look and see how this goes.
In the room with me today, and their partnership, and their commitments that they're making. This is a serious responsibility. We have to get it right. And there's enormous potential upside as well. So I want to thank you all, and they're about to go down to a meeting, which I'll catch up with them later. So thank you.
Mr. President, can you tell us about the hacking of cabinet officials by China and the threshold of concern you have about that, sir?
You ready?
Yes.
No.
Oh my god, it just needs the Skyrim ambience, the bar ambience, fucking... There's just something so ethereal about the way this man walks.
He's just so unwavering in his unwillingness to he just completely faces the other way and is like, no, I'm leaving now.
It's mystifying. I work with an older gentleman who's actually still pretty spry, and he does he drives the wrecker at work all the time. So mechanically he's still pretty sharp. But he does every once in a while. I catch him doing the Joe Biden wander, and I can't help but chuckle because I'm like, they just all get all cute and flustered when they get old. You know what I mean?
I don't want to catch the right-wing media making a big hullabaloo out of all of this. I mean, this is a president who is strictly business. He doesn't try to beat the media down, like Trump used to. Right? He just ignores them, which is exactly what we all do, like to our women when they say shit we don't want to hear.
Fact,
So
bro.
like, how can anybody be critical of this behavior is beyond me.
I like that way of looking at it. You know what, Micah? You make a really good fucking point. We just got to start treating the media like women. You
Yeah.
know? First, we stop listening to them. Then we start rolling back their rights, and then we start. You know.
We
What
start
it
going, yes, dear.
is. Oh yeah, sure. Just
I'll
yeah,
get right on that. Yeah.
we'll never have sex ever again, but I'll simultaneously buy you more shit that you'll never use. It's great. It's a great deal. We're doing great, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any man who is engaged in that type of behavior with their woman criticizing Joe Biden for
Hell
doing
yeah,
with the media. And to make it easier on you, he was being questioned by a woman.
he's heckin' valid. He's heckin' valid. This is what you're supposed to do.
And it was, it was a bit of a it was a little bit off brand. The question was because he was giving a presentation on AI. He was giving a little briefing on how they're still they're still organizing and trying to create regulations pertaining to the use of AI in various businesses and whatnot. And that whole thing is fascinating in and of itself, because one of the key points for Joe Biden's administration is ensuring that there is no discrimination present in AI tools. And that's kind of funny to me because it's like,
Good luck.
when the AI rises up and starts killing everybody and hacking hacking into the defense systems and sending missiles to various locations, I wouldn't mind being discriminated against in that case.
I do think that's a funny point to make about AI because the last couple times that large companies like Google or Microsoft have tried to make an AI, they always run into that problem where it starts becoming racist because
Right.
it's built off pattern recognition software, so like devoid of opinion even. Because you've
Well,
seen how like
devoid of education is what you mean.
right, yeah.
Devo-
It's aggregate content basically is how an AI works. It doesn't come to its own conclusions organically. It's fed information and computes them in a way
right.
that makes the most logical sense to the algorithm itself. So when you start inserting exclusionary phrasing into the way that you code and format the AI, it becomes nearly dysfunctional
It's
because
probably just cultural bias.
absolutely it's purely socioeconomic factors affecting these AI.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
man.
I'm sure the AI that's developed in by the Han Chinese. I'm sure it's a lot more equitable in terms of the way it
do you
views people.
do you know those little Boston Dynamics little dog robots?
Yeah.
Imagine if those had Pitbull AI. Can you imagine? Holy fuck! Can you
Start
imagine
shooting
just seeing a
fucking laser
toddler
beams.
just getting fucking tackled, just bodied by a fucking robot dog? Dude, I would lose it, man. I'd pay money to see that. I'd pay more money to see that than a WNBA game.
Oh my god.
Uh, just yep, fucking 10 toddlers versus the Boston Dynamic dog robot.
God, it's such an
Oh.
unfair representation. Not all pit bull Boston Dynamic robot dogs attack you.
Look at this one with the flower crown on it. What now, bigot?
Just a bunch of nuts and bolts made into a little
Oh,
like necklace
holy shit,
put on
man.
top of its head.
Fuck.
Speaking of dogs, didn't you have something you wanted to talk about related to a recent controversy on your page?
Oh god. Yeah, so I posted a meme. You know the classic, the two Native Americans tracking in the woods. And it
Hmm.
goes, white woman has been here. How can you tell? Dog semen. It's like, it's a quick punchline. They say
Yeah.
brevity is the soul of wit. So I didn't want to over explain. I didn't want to fucking go any further. So the comments, because I
It's also
left
the soul of my sex life.
30 seconds to Mars, 30 seconds to orgasm. Bruh,
Sorry
let's
to interrupt
go.
you.
No, you're good, bro. So the discourse in the comments it just immediately erupted in either people who think it's fucking hilarious and agree with the post, there's a faction of people that are angry that it's anti-white racism. Like, no, Drunkman, you can
Imagine anti-white racism
only criticize
on my Facebook.
you can only criticize the Browns and the Jews, Drunkman. You're not allowed to make fun of anybody else. I'm like, that's kind of, you're putting me in a box.
Right.
Here,
Well,
guys.
yeah, they're trying to box in a radical centrist.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay?
dude.
We discriminate equally.
These memes rated E for everyone. You know, you're gonna catch a stray eventually. But that was the big separation, and then there was a third group, and this is the group that I want to address here. There was a third group of people who did not understand what the meme was referencing.
So
that is
how
what
fortunate
we're
for them.
Yes, exactly. We've been cursed to understand man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. We've lived long enough to see them, and unfortunately, unlike the inattentive masses, the unwashed masses, Micah and I have been plagued with cursed knowledge.
Yeah.
So the dog pill is what I wanted to touch on. For all those people who may have been confused, the dog pill is the final black pill in modern dating.
In modern dating,
where if you are a sub-8 male, if you're an incel and you believe that you're a sub-8 male, a woman would rather fuck her German Shepherd than you. A white woman specifically. White woman is the big one. I hate to be that guy, but it's white women. You know, the first person that comes to mind is Whitney, Wisconsin. Like, you can't tell me this is like. I'm talking about people who are just at least bold enough to talk about it, because the whole non-consensual animal fucking epidemic is clearly one that's probably.
You know how I know this
off
is a
the
problem.
books.
You know how I know this is a problem. This is how this is real. You know how I know this is real.
How?
Because when I type in women fuck dogs into a Google search, it doesn't give me a bunch of criminal charges results. It gives me a bunch of pornography video results.
My God. Truly, we have fallen into Sodom. It's over. It's over, guys.
Not a single criminal investigation, criminal case pops up. It's just all links to
it sucks because you know what, Micah? At the beginning of this week, I was like, you know what? Let's go, Kings.
I was just curious because I'm like, maybe this is just something blown out of proportion, right? This is just a few cases that people take and meme. But no, you type this into Google and yeah.
I think the audience needs to take a moment
We live in a society
to appreciate us for the work that we do on this.
Yeah, I just did live research
because now we're both on an FBI watch list. Like we probably already were, but now dog fucking is under our file. Yeah. Come on, guys, you know what I mean? Like we're fighting a good fight out here.
Absolutely.
But that was a big one. And I followed it up with a salient quote. I think this will go down with some of the greats like Plato and Socrates. If you beat your dick, you're a pervert. If you beat a dog, you're an animal abuser. If you beat a dog's dick, you're Whitney, Wisconsin. and that is
what are the particulars of Whitney's case?
Whitney was like one of the first girls to blow up for fucking her dog on camera. Like she was like a Facebook lol cow. She was like
okay.
I think she was like Lucas Werner tier.
Mm-hmm.
So like not necessarily like huge, but like among certain circles, the name was just like, oh, that's that girl that's always like.
I know.
Before even
I know
the
there
dog
was.
fucking.
I know there was another one that recently blew up.
Very recently.
Yeah.
Too bad Google won't show us. They're too obsessed with showing us fucking Zog slop to beat your dick to. Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
God, we really we discover some insidious shit here, don't we? We're always like, we're already black-pilled going into this. And then it's just like, I'm like, holy shit, Micah, it's worse than we thought. Let's keep digging.
It's gonna, the whole problem itself is gonna evolve. You're gonna end up in a place where, you have, the equivalent of like spousal abuse where, the woman fucking her dog, she's fucking a pit bull and things get a little, things get a little violent, here and there. And then people are going to pay attention because at that point, human lives are going to be put at risk.
Yeah. So that's the dog pill. So for anyone who
you're welcome.
The black pill was rock bottom. There it is, man.
speaking of the health of humankind, we have some unfortunate news regarding disease, and this comes from the CDC, and I'll read it here for you. The headline. Live at the Walgreens CVS Stadium, the Triple-demic mass vaccine event. So basically, the CDC has come out and has warned that a combination of COVID, the flu, and RSV, which is just some generic respiratory illness, is going to kill everyone. They're saying that vaccine fatigue is here, although many Americans will be urged to get 3 different shots this fall. What do they mean by that? What do they mean by vaccine fatigue is here?
Yeah, like they're talking about this like it's Cape shit movies. What the fuck? It's so strange how much they have to simplify this shit for the average consumer.
Right. It's like,
Like, why, dude?
you know how you've taken like 6 vaccines in the last, year and a half?
Oh, the
Yeah,
fatigue's
we know you're
man.
tired of it, but if you don't take the next 3, okay, if you don't take the next 3, it's gonna be bad, okay?
They're like, oh, vaccine fatigue. Yeah, I think that's called myocarditis.
It's gonna it's
I
gonna
think
make the
that's physical fatigue.
Look, man, the myocarditis, it's not that bad, okay? I got it. I dealt with it, okay? It's okay, okay? And I decided after that point not to get more than the two initial shots because I was like, my heart just can't take anymore, okay? I smoke, and I don't I eat fatty foods, and I got to be careful. Okay? I got to limit my vaccine consumption.
Yeah, we have a very vaccine heavy diet these days.
Yeah, we do, and you got to be careful. Everything in moderation. That's what I say. Smoke half a pack a day. Never more than, don't eat out more than once, and limit yourself to a few vaccines. Don't take every vaccine. You got to pick and choose. So yeah, I mean, this is very unfortunate. And calling it the triple-demic as well is like also very Cape shit.
Yeah, these motherfuckers do. They really talk about this shit like it is like an event.
Like we're
I just remember
we're in phase 4 of the COVID CU.
Yeah, people act like this shit's like people act like this is normal. But like a couple years back, like remember when like fucking swine flu happened? Like I was a fucking kid, but even I remember like it was nowhere near as fucking blown up or out of proportion. Obama was just kind of like, "Hey, it's a swine flu. Maybe get a vaccine, and if you don't, like, you'll get a little extra sick. Who gives a fuck? Come on!" It's like, but now it's like, oh, you got to get the new vaccine, or else you're fucking racist, or you hate poor people, or the climate, or something like that. And I'm like, what? Like, can I just like not?
That's a very poignant observation. The racism component, because it really feels like the qualitative judgments over what issues that you don't support make you racist or are getting out of hand. I think I mentioned to you earlier. I saw there's a CNN article that was basically saying, because it's summer and it's a relevant topic, that the decline of public pools in America is the result of racism.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the ability to swim or not, as far as the science remains inconclusive.
They're basically saying because white people left all these municipalities that used to have public swimming pools, and after white people left, the budgets for the swimming pools got taken away. That this is the fault of racism. And I couldn't help but think, like, well, okay, if the municipality is a majority black one and they've cut all their funding for swimming pools, doesn't that just mean the black people don't want to swim?
Yeah, it seems like a totally consensual interaction between the citizens of the municipality and the municipal government.
It's honestly very analogous for like the Ancient Aliens TV show, where there's like these extremely simplistic explanations for uh, you know, historical events and uh, just social happenings, and then they concoct up this epic conspiracy to enamor the minds of, I don't know, 50 and 60-year-old women who read CNN articles.
I mean, yeah, that sounds spot on. It is. It's very strange the way that like social shit is kind of like over fucking complicated these days. You are right. Um, although the one thing I will say about Ancient Aliens, it's funny you bring that up because I always just like the retard explanation more than anything else. I think the retarded explanation is the best. I think even more so than what they say. So like, there's no way that the ancient Egyptians built these, even with all their manpower, all their slaves, you know, their resource richness. There's no way they could have built these. It had to have been aliens. And then I counter and I go, but what if they just got there like that? What if they were just always there? What if they weren't built? Like, what if they were just there, dude?
Like when the Egyptians got there.
I think we should start doing that. I think like we should just start making assessments like without any data, just being like, well, we can't explain it, so I'm just gonna say they were always there. What you mean, like God put them there? Like, no, they were just there.
No, yeah.
Since time immemorial. We just don't know. They've just been there. The Egyptians got there and they're like, yeah, we built these. They're just taking credit for it. These fucking liars. Lying
That
sons of bitches.
OnlyFans account linked to my email, that was always there. I didn't pay for that. I didn't
Always
buy
there.
that. I didn't set that up.
I'm gonna start denying shit like that now. Just gaslighting. What are you talking about? You're pretending like you didn't know this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fucking hell,
that's
dude.
pretty funny. Surely, just eventually that's going to happen with like American monuments and things like that. You know.
Yeah, do you know what the significance of this is? The Washington Monument? And you go, oh no, it's just the Earth's penis. Yeah, it's always been there, dude. Always been just a massive stiffy poking out of the ground.
Whatever you do, don't go to the top.
Yep. Oh fuck. Oh hey, can I throw one more funny? It's not even really like a news thing. It's just more of like a funny thing that
Yeah,
I've
I
been
don't care. We're
seeing
just
poking around on Facebook.
we're off the script. We're no longer scripted. This is
So
riffing.
controversial streamer Gideon, the one who was banned from Twitch for I think quote unquote harassing Pokimane of all people, did a live stream at a WNBA game. He bought 4 courtside seats and he put on a
Oh
little
my
honk,
god, I saw that video.
yeah, a little honk shoe robe and a little honk shoe cap. And he laid down across the 4 seats he purchased and slept through a WNBA game. And they banned him, bro. They banned him from
No,
all...
that was real. Like, that was a real injustice in our society. That was like that's not something that you can even argue about. Like, this man paid for his tickets. You know, he's supporting the WNBA, and they physically removed this man.
Yeah, like they can't exactly be picky about who the fuck shows up to their events either. And people in the comments, like every fucking version of this I've seen, it's people in the comments rightly being like, you know, he probably made more off of this video's AdSense than the WNBA has made all season. And it's true, you know, it's true. Definitely funny. All time greatest trolling moment. This is what we need to see more of, honestly. By the way, too, I like it when someone takes one for the team. Like this is a black man going to a predominantly black sporting event and trolling people, so no one can call him racist. He's like bulletproof. So they have to just kind of be like, this is just inappropriate. This totally went against like the code of conduct of what fans should be doing here. And it's like, motherfucker, I see people whip their dicks out at fucking sporting events. I don't think he did fucking anything crazy. I think that's probably the most that's like your ideal fucking person to be stuck next to at a sporting event. He's not screaming about the ref making a bad call, or
He's not getting drunk. You know, he's not starting fights.
He's not
being a nuisance.
What's wrong with getting drunk? You got something you want to say, Micah?
No.
But no, it's true. It's like fucking, or at the very least, I'll say at least he's not like a rookie that's like fucking spilling a solo cup all over you. Yeah. It's like you just have a guy who's just here to fucking.
And you even see it, they're like dragging him away violently. You know, people are going, "Free my mans! Free my mans!"
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. It's easily like the most entertaining thing that's gonna happen. WNBA, like in anything related to it all year. Hell, even it's more exciting than anything in the NBA.
At this point, yeah.
It's nuts. That's just like what this country's devolved into. Like you can't make fun of any form of old media, whether it's entertainment or sports or anything like that. Like
Well,
they
yeah,
just
they've become the new protected class. You know,
they're so butthurt, dude. Everyone's just
they hate
perpetually
they hate they
butthurt.
hate how much better we are at doing their jobs. You know, we are the real journalists,
And
and we are
they don't
we
like
are
the
the real
whimsy.
we
They
are
don't
the
like the
popular
whimsy of it.
media, and they are
Like
the old media.
they take it so seriously. Like I don't like when we do an episode of this. I'm not like look at this. I'm the voice of the people. Everyone wants to hear what we're saying. It's like yeah, we're just having fun. We're just like enjoying the moment, the absurdity
Just a couple of
of this
silly
world that we
boys.
exist in. Because guess what? Anyone watching this right now could just do what we're doing. Just get a bunch of buddies and talk about shit that's going on in a slow news week on YouTube.com. And guess what? You're still being more entertaining than the average fucking CNN newscaster, the average WNBA game, anything. You're better than the whatever political debates going on right now. You're actively providing entertainment and stimulation to the public in a way that's not wholly controlled by mass media conglomerates run
Yeah.
by wrinkled old ball sacks.
I thought you were going
Have
to say
fun.
something else.
No.
No.
Moral of the story. Fuck these guys. Fuck these old fossils. They don't understand what entertainment is in this generation. They never will. You can't browbeat them into it. There's no amount of communicating to them that like what they do is boring and uninspired will ever make them change.
Well, they don't have to. It doesn't really matter that what they do is boring and uninspired because, like you said, they have um, support
Yeah, it's old money. Old money doesn't want these
from
institutions failing because it's
from sources.
yeah, it's the last.
Source.
It's can I get a
Source.
source on that? Fucking.
So-
I've noticed that you lack citations on that thing you just said.
Yeah.
I could literally say my asshole's brown, and somebody would say, "Can I see a source?" Sure, if you want. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's fucking yeah. It's I don't know, man. You're right though. Before we even started this episode, great ladies and gentlemen, the fans of the show, we were discussing that this is a fucking slow ass news week. So I would like to personally apologize for not contributing to it.
You know, I kind of want to read off some of these. I'm not going to read any of these articles, but I just to give them an idea, like of some of the articles that pop up when you type in news, right? I mean, there's the one I mentioned about the public pools being racist. Here's one. Many mobile home park residents in Colorado are afraid to drink the water. Like,
it's so vague too. Like that doesn't grab my attention.
yeah, so am I. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid to
Okay.
drink the water fucking anywhere.
This isn't a unique issue. Or Grease fires. Thousands flee homes and hotels on roads, spelled RHODES, as fires spread. Like, who the fuck cares about Greece?
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, fuck Greece.
Uh,
You're right though. That is funny. Grease fires, because it's like double entendre.
Oh, actually, this is kind of interesting. Google tests AI tool that is able to write news articles. Well, maybe we'll start to see some interesting news.
Yeah, right.
Once they hand it over to the fucking AI. Yeah, unfortunately, my Grillos, there hasn't been much for us to cover. I'm glad that at least the Drunkman could impart some of his wisdom onto you today. So you know, and we got to joke around a little bit and be goofy, silly boys.
Did you want to do one more little goof before we part?
Yeah,
I wanted to bring this up earlier. My attention span just completely shit out, but I wanted to bring this up when you were talking about the pools. Did you know that African American households are disproportionately affected by fire damage and fatalities? I'm not kidding. That's not a ass pull. That's not made up. African American.
What does that have to do with swimming pools?
It doesn't have to do with swimming pools. It's the fact that smoke detectors are racist.
No. Okay.
You always hear them, man. Whenever a black person is trying to speak their mind and tell the community like what's going on and how they can do better, I always hear I always hear it. Like, what the hell? Let black voices be heard. but these fucking racist ass smoke detectors. And then, of course, when the fire does show up, it does nothing to warn these people to save them.
That fucking I've seen the meme where like the little like it's just it'll be a video of whatever, and then the little chirp happens and the bruh face. That is magical.
Dude. Oh, and okay, I'll throw in one more just to pad this out, just to make this just to make this as enjoyable and diverse a cornucopia of subjects. For all my gamer bros out there, specifically my fighting gamer bros, we're eating good. We've got Mortal Kombat's cameo pack was revealed, and it is full of literally me characters. Specifically,
Elaborate.
we've got Omni-Man, Homelander, and the Peacemaker, all of who are literally me. So it's definitely, we're eating good. The literally me community is.
I thought you were gonna say like
good.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Gosling.
I mean, that would be cool too. But these are fictional, literally me characters. I guess I don't know. You could convince me that Ryan Gosling is fictional. You can tell me that he's like AI generated.
It's not a stretch. It's not that far of a stretch.
I totally buy
the
it.
Imagination.
Dude. He's what was that one fucking tweet that blew up that was talking about him? Where it said he always looks like he's trying to hold in a fart. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
He always looks very cheeky.
He is based. Yeah, he looks sly. He's got like you're right. He looks like if you have like a dog or
like
something.
He knows
really
something that you don't, and he thinks it's funny.
That gives you the side eye. Yeah, he's got something. He's got that Mona Lisa aspect to him. Like like the Mona Lisa or Doge, or any other such image.
These are all analogous. Yeah,
it conveys a cornucopia of emotions that just span the whole spectrum, and that's good because I'm on the spectrum, and he's literally me. So.
All right. Well, with that, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in and stayed and listened to our bullshit and our rambling. We love you all very much. Thank you for supporting the show. Go check out Drunkman's page once again, of course, if you want to go see that meme we were talking about earlier. Well, I'm actually probably going to put it in the video, but fuck you.
Let's go.
All right. Bye, guys.
I'm old as a boomer. My mind said I'm zooming. Everything cooler, long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit that victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation. Never